and it still remains to this day. They know that if you were to Google Scientology, you would very quickly come across stories of people who have been abused, who have lost their lives, and all of their money. Some of these people you might actually know. Maybe some of them were your friends and they just disappeared one day off the radar. There's probably a good reason. It's funny how every Scientologist who seems to leave is quickly declared an SP. Very strange. Amazing that all these SPs seem to have infiltrated your organisation for so long. Do you honestly believe that psychiatry was behind the Holocaust and controlling Hitler? I mean, you have a museum in the United States that says this, but do you guys actually believe that? Do you honestly believe that psychology and psychiatry is behind all the evil things in the world? Do you guys actually think that I'm getting paid to protest? I know that you've been told that, but I can assure you there is no German pharmaceutical company that is funding Anonymous. They have no interest. They don't take you seriously. No one does. People are aware of what you are and what you do. You take people in and tell them they have problems, and then you tell them Scientology is the solution to those problems. What begins then is a long, long road of giving up a lot of time and a lot of your money. Many people lose their lives as a result of the Church of Scientology. Suicides, controversial deaths. Google Lisa McPherson to find out more. Knowledge is free. Scientology is not. Do you not think it's wrong that you guys have prison camps? It's Charlie! Hey Charlie! It's twice in one day, sir. How you doing? My good buddy Charlie, who did take a photo of me at QVS, has now gone into the TCR thing, so good for him. Good for him, man. Good for him. He's not scared off by tube Thetans, whatever. So make that the marker. The Church of Scientology is a criminal enterprise designed to make... Why did L. Ron Hubbard die with psych drugs in his blood? Why does your church leader beat up staff? Why do you disconnect people from their friends and families? And how are you meant to clear the planet when it costs £250,000 to get to the top of the Church of Scientology? I can't quite remember the name, but another OT3's blown this week, guys. Within the last 48 hours, another OT3 has blown. Hey Adrian, how are you doing, dude? My friend Adrian. Where's Scientology, sir?
What's that, mate?
Scientology.
What's that?
Well, it's the building across the street. We're not here to basically, they claim to be a religion. They're not recognised as one in this country because they...
I'm a Christian.
You're a Christian, that's fine, mate. Because they charge a lot of money.
Start again, what is it? It's
the Church of Scientology.
Sorry, the...
Church of Scientology. This is one of their buildings, right? Dianetics of Scientology. The reason I'm protesting is basically because there's a lot of abuse and illegal activities that go on inside the organisation.
Yeah, because I've been reading the book, the Big Secret by David Icke.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's researched a lot of like abuse and like child abuse and sexual satanic abuse.
Yeah. Scientology and Dianetics is a series of basically self-help courses. What they'll do is they'll offer you something nice and simple like a free stress test or personality test. Whatever the result is, you will have problems. After which they'll try and identify those problems, make you feel as bad as possible about it, and then when you feel really bad, they'll try and sell you a Scientology book or a course.
Big sales pitch there. It's the sales pitch. Well, I know it's not.
Yeah.
So what they'll do, you'll go there, and what they do, they'll give you a test, and then
they'll tell you there's something wrong with you, and then they'll advise you to read one of their books. The books are written, you've got to have quite a strong mind to read it, because they're written in quite a persuasive way, if you know what I mean. The whole thing about Scientology is all their courses and stuff like that, it's all a matter of very subtle coercion. So people do slowly get brainwashed without being kind of put into a hypnotic trance like you'd normally think of, people being hypnotised or brainwashed. Yeah, it's a lot more simple than that.
Because also, Hollywood and TV, it's mass hypnosis as well, isn't it? The television industry.
If you tell people something enough, they'll eventually believe it.
Yeah, of course, if I use it to my benefit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, you get like,
have I given you a card? Did I just give you one? No?
Yeah, like also the TV, like Hollywood and everything, it's all massive. TV's massive hypnosis, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, disseminating the information is quite an easy thing to do, and you can disseminate whatever message you want if you're in a position of power, right?
Yeah, and also like entertain like football to keep people distracted from what's going on.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man. Some of the good things on the website, just because obviously I haven't really given you an idea of what's wrong with it. Operation Snow White is when they were caught infiltrating the United States government.
These guys?
These guys, yeah. Biggest infiltration of the US government in history. And Lisa McPherson's a woman they kept in a room with no food or water for 17 days. She lost her life as a result of this. This was in America.
But are these working with the government?
No. The government's not connected with these. I mean, they're an independent organisation. They're effective. I mean, they are a business. That's what they are. They claim to be a church or a religion. They're only recognised as one in the United States because for years they harassed and sued the IRS to get tax-free status. And obviously, once you're recognised as a religion in America, you're protected by their, First and Second Amendments and stuff like that. Or the First Amendment. And so you can't attack something that's classified as a religion. And the IRS just gave up. They were fighting these guys for years and years and years. And eventually they just thought,
they were harassing the IRS for tax reduction.
Yeah, for religious status to get tax-free. So in this country they're not recognised as one because the Charities Commission says, and very rightly, you're not a religion because you have to charge people a fortune. But you go into other things like disconnect families, they force female members to have abortions.
They do what?
They disconnect families. They break up families and friends with their disconnection policy. And they force female members to have abortions.
This has probably got a lot to do with the guy at the top is probably satanic. Are you a Christian?
Yeah, well, I'm a Christian. I'm not practicing, but yeah.
But what it's to do with, it's all at the top. They're involved because they're the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Because what they try to do is they try to break down society or break down family structures.
Yeah.
That way, we don't.
But there's a lot wrong. It's not the belief system we got a problem with. It's the crimes and the abuses that the church commits. We got no issue with any Scientologist. People can believe what they want, but they got to act in a certain way, and it's called the law.
What they do? Is it on the website what they do?
Well, I haven't put obviously their website on, but if you go to Scientology,
your website.
Oh yes, yeah. WhyWeProtest.net, that gives you an overview of who Anonymous are, which is the group I'm a part of, and what Scientology is, and basically why they became not a target, but people that we're protesting against, and it was all due to suppression of free speech and stuff like that.
They abuse people.
Oh yeah. I mean, the leader at the moment, because the guy who founded it's dead. The guy who runs it now is called David Miscavige. He beats up people, physically punches people. There's been this was a few months ago. I mean, this is at least 50 times, 22 different people.
How did you hear about it then?
Because people leave. People don't like getting punched in the face by the head of their so-called church, and they leave. And they come out and they say, this guy beat me. He beat me. I saw him beat other people. And then what happens is they get declared liars and all this stuff. To hide their identities, all to do with their fair game policy. Lie, trick, sue or destroy under any means necessary. Anyone who's just critical of Scientology.
Well, they try and...
They do get our details. I mean, I don't know if they've got mine yet. I'm not worried if they have.
They don't want to approach you if they're threatening you or anything?
No, nothing like that. What they'll do is they'll send cease and desist letters. They have, there've been cases that they'll call up people's workplaces and sort of make life very tricky for them. And this is going on even today. A couple of weeks ago, someone in America got very, very scared very quickly and just disappeared because of the church had figured them out. So
the employees know about it.
The employees, well, they're not employees. They're what's called volunteers. So they won't get paid, or they'll get paid like £20 a week. By all means, go and have a chat with them, mate. It's nice to say people can believe whatever they want, but there's a lot wrong with this organisation that I think the public needs to be aware about before they go in for one of their tests. Whatever you do, though, do not give them your real details and address, because they will harass you for years if you do.
Do they?
Yeah, they will follow you up. I've had people they've even gone to people's houses before to try and just see if they'd be interested in buying courses, all because they just bought a book or test once. But anyway, make your own one up. Nice chatting to you, dude. Yeah, take care.